Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday, everybody. Good morning, guys. Welcome into the live. I thought I was going to be able to sit here and get through to the Bible reading without any disturbance. But it seems like I'm sorry, guys. I um I am sorry. Okay, here I am. Good morning, everybody. Let me just fling myself on the couch, so mighty God. Anyway, good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing? Let's get this out of the way. Happy Friday morning to you all. Welcome into the morning live. You know, each morning we come here for the same reason. Every single morning we come here for the same reason, and that is to do the Bible reading. Now, for those of you who are just coming, please note that when you come into my live in the mornings and I am reading the Bible, it is with absolutely no religious or denominational conviction. I do not endorse religion. I do not endorse denominations. Okay? They are too vast, they are too many, they are too confusing, they don't agree. It's too much. It is too much. And I was I was born and raised to be religious. I was indoctrinated in that path to be religious. But as a free thinker, now that I'm an adult, now that I am an adult and I can choose for myself, I've decided to examine this indoctrination that I've gotten from birth for all of 50 some years. And so in taking on this journey, I have decided to read the Bible, because after all, the Bible is the compass that was given to me since birth. They say, you need to follow this book, whatever is in this book. I was baptized into a denomination, Christianity. I've embraced Christianity all my life. But now I've decided to take a look for myself, because for the life of me, I just couldn't understand how come we read this book, but we read this book in pieces. I refer to the pieces, the people who like to read this book one verse here and one verse there. I refer to them as the one verse bandits, because they take the Bible and they read a verse here. They create a sermon over that one verse. And the people who are listening, to them, this sounds all plausible. This sounds like a great sermon. So they never go back to read it for themselves, to get the context, and to see if whoever it is that was preaching from this word, whether or not the context was correct. People just take these words and they just absorb them and claim all their life that, well, yes, I believe in the Bible. Whatever the Bible says is true. The Bible was written by men inspired by God. Some people even go as far and say God wrote the Bible and that sort of thing. So my curiosity has led me to reading the Bible for myself. And boy, guys, it has been a journey. See AG there? AG has been with me since I read the first verse in the beginning. And now here we are, all the way at the Revelation. If you all are just coming, you all missed something. You all missed out, because we have read this book from the beginning, and all the controversies that we have discovered in the Bible, we have talked about, we have discussed some of them at length. Can't find an answer for them. We just keep moving. We just keep moving. But one thing that I can say for sure, after having read the Bible, one thing I can say for sure is that, based on my understanding of an inspiration, I can tell you that the Bible wasn't written by anybody, inspired by anybody, or by anything for that matter. These people were sweet escapes for some sugar. Yeah, they were documenting their actual or perceived experiences, and later on these documentations were sorted through. Some of them were used to put into this collection of ancient Jewish experiences, and this is what we now have as the Bible. Yeah, just a collection of ancient Jewish writings, and nothing spectacular. And I say that with no qualms about saying that, nothing spectacular, because if somebody has dreamt something thousands of years ago, and this person wrote down the events that occurred in that dream, and you are reading it 3,000 years later, or many thousands of years later, and you are going to now fashion your life off of this either actual or perceived experience that this person had thousands of years ago, then you would not be living in this time, but rather you'd be trying to capture life in that time. There's not going to be many people who are going to share the same sentiment with you, that you should capture life from then rather than live your life now with what is available to you now. Okay? In the Bible, there are lots of characters in the Bible, characters who claim to be led by God. And to us, this God, the way we have been indoctrinated, is that this God is all loving and pure and wants nothing but good things for us and peace and all of that. But when you read the Bible, you realize that, except for way back forward in the New Testament, where it says peace for all the world, if you never read that and you were coming from Genesis, you would have heard the only people from the Genesis coming forth, the only people who were entitled to this goodness from this Jewish God were the people who were descendants of Jacob. Now, what kind of a God would it be if God created everybody, but he chose one man out of the whole world? He chose one man, and he says of this one man, I am going to bless your seeds. I am going to take care of everybody who is descending from you, and to heck with the rest of the world. Does that sound plausible to y'all? I'm not here to convert anybody, right, Albie? That is not my intention. I'm not here to convert or condemn anybody. I'm just saying, from a logical point of view, if that sounds okay. So imagine, as a mother, I have 5 children and one child. I say, you know what? I have $10,000 and I'm giving this $10,000 to this one child. And I say to this one child, everything, every good thing. She says, I am capable of all good things. I am capable of making you know people who can advance your career. I am capable of so much. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it to you alone. To hell with the others. And all of your generation is going to inherit all the goodness that I can provide. Don't you think that's going to cause the siblings to be upset, to be angry, to be like, why does mommy only love this child? It's going to bring up animosity. The other children are not going to treat that one so favorably. Somebody says, why would God be favoring one type when we all humans? That's a great question. Instead of putting in like that, we can say God choose the ones who follow and believe in God. But the thing is, it's not like they were chosen because they followed and believed. This favoritism was already established according to the Bible. This favoritism was already established. And I can't find the answer to it. There are lots of people who claim to be theologians, who claim to be reading the Bible and teaching from the Bible. They can't give me an answer as to what would have been the logic behind God choosing one man. And look at all the people in the world. And God chose one man to give him all the blessing. And then he said, the rest of us, we need to come to him and ask for forgiveness of our sins and all these things. But the descendants of this one dege man is supposed to receive all the good things in earth and all the blessings and everything. And to think of it, this one man was not even a pure man. Let's just say that. Because God promised Abraham he was going to make his seeds be more than the stars above, more than the sand on the ocean. Okay? He promised that to Abraham. Isaac came down. Isaac wanted to keep that promise. There comes Jacob. Jacob was guaranteed that he was going to be blessed and loved and his generations and all. But Jacob wasn't a good, if you ask me, he wasn't a pure soul either. Abraham was a con. What do you mean when I say that? I said it because according to what I have read, number one, Abraham was married to his sister Sarah. That's number one. And though it was acceptable during that time, okay? Abraham was married to his sister Sarah. Abraham conned the pharaohs in Egypt when he told them Sarah was his sister and not his wife, even though she was both. But he didn't tell them she was his sister because he wanted to be honest with them. He told them she was his sister so that they could take her and pay him the dowry for her. And that's what happened when he went down to Egypt with Sarah. They loved her. They thought she was beautiful. He said she was his sister. The pharaohs took her, made her one of the pharaoh's wife. And somebody said, maybe since that give us trials, we choose specific people to try. And they might see how far they would listen, how far they would go. I don't even know, to be honest with you. I don't know. I have absolutely no answer as to why of all the people in the earth God would choose this one man to bless his seed, and not want to bless the seeds of the rest of the world. I find that more than just preposterous. But let me get back to talking about Abraham. So, Winsome, good morning. How are you doing, my love? So, religion has become so questionable and no one has answers. That is the truth. Because you see, with religion, they have used religion to control us over the years. And don't get me wrong, people. Don't get me wrong now. I do believe there has to be a rule of law. There are some things that we should not be doing as human beings. We should not be taking each other's lives. There are some things that we should not be doing. We don't even need a Bible to tell us we shouldn't be doing these things. And I say the law of the land need to be structured as such that people who engage in these activities are punished to the highest order. I believe so. I don't believe it's going to be a God that's going to come out of heaven to redeem us from these kinds of evil. I think we need to redeem ourselves, because we need to eliminate these kinds of people out of our presence. We need to eliminate them, period. Putting them in prison and taking them out. Or if we're going to say, all right, we're going to build a prison and we're going to put them in and leave them in there. Because you can't put somebody in prison and then take them out 20 years later. They haven't gotten a new skill. All they got was age. And then you send them out on society. Somebody unalive somebody at 20. They go to prison for 20 years. They come back, they're 40, they're still young and strong. They still can unalive another couple dozen people. So I think we need to put in place the laws that are going to protect us from the evil people amongst us. Okay? The commandments are laws of every religion, but people have forgotten all these. Listen, the commandments, I guess you're talking about the commandments from Moses. Those commandments from Moses wasn't, they seem reasonable. Let me say this. They seem reasonable, except like, remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy, don't cook, your husband or your wife, nor your child, nor your ox, nor your ass shouldn't do any work on the Sabbath. Moses' laws were very draconian. Moses, and for those of you who only say the 10 commandments, remember, Moses had those 10 commandments that he claimed that God gave him on this stone. But Moses had over 600 and odd other laws and precepts that the people had to follow. And if they did not follow those, the punishment was usually death. Because Moses loved blood. Yeah. The punishment for the people was usually death. So that was why Moses claimed that God told him the people had to sacrifice animals for their sins. The people had to be sacrificing animals every day for sins they had committed, sins they had thought about committing, and sins they had not yet committed. Could you live like that? I know the answer. Imagine you have to get up every day and go find the prettiest goat or the prettiest sheep or the prettiest cow, whatever, bull, whatever it is, to sacrifice every single day for sins you have committed, sins you plan to commit, sins you have thought about, and sins you ain't even commit yet. Imagine that. Would you be able to survive? Renata, good morning, my love. Would you be able to survive? That is my question. Maybe not. Certainly not. You wouldn't be able to survive. Well, Moses had the people in this cult activity, sacrificing animals, and on the Sabbath day, on a day like today, no, not today, today Friday, right? Okay. On the Sabbath day, they can't do anything but go to temple. They can't do anything. The donkey drop in a hole, you got to leave the donkey there because it is Sabbath. You have to wait until Sabbath over to go take out the donkey. Now, when you go to go take out the donkey, when you go to go take out the donkey out of the hole, Sunday morning the donkey dead. And you need the donkey to carry your load, go to the market. Did you make a wise decision? No, you didn't. That's what changed in the New Testament with the coming of Jesus according to the Bible. Okay, sweet. Have yourself a good one, my love, and be safe. It was a pleasure having you, my love. It's always a pleasure. Okay, so with the New Testament, those are some of the things that change with the New Testament, because Jesus says, you know, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So if your donkey falls in a hole on the Sabbath day, you can leave the poor dumb animal in the hole and say you're not going to care for the animal until Sunday. That's ridiculous. Sunday morning when you wake up to go take the animal out of the hole, the animal is dead, and you need the animal to carry your load go to the market. Did you just serve yourself, or did you just act a fool? I didn't say fool. You know, and these were the things that Jesus tried to teach the people in the New Testament, that, you know, I know Moses told you these things, but it's not true. Yes, still somehow say Moses not tell no lie, because God talked to Moses. God tell Uno same talk to Moses. Moses said he spoke to God face to face. Moses said that. I don't know if I true Moses I tell. After reading the Bible, I don't believe nothing Moses said. Moses was a con artist. Moses was a liar. Moses was a cult leader. Moses took the people them 40 days and 40 nights through one wilderness so them could have walked in 2 days. What they were doing was creating their strategy as to how they were going to cross the River Jordan over into Jericho and slay those people, and how they were going to continue moving through the region and slaying the people. So what they were doing was building up their army. Because remember, the people who went to war to acquire all those countries after they had crossed the River Jordan, these were people who were born in the wilderness. So all of these people were at least 40 years old and younger. These were strong people, ready for war. Okay? And they went about claiming all this land, slaying all these people, and they did it all in the name of their God. They said their God told them to do this. Their God told them that he has a land prepared for them. But when they got to the land was already occupied. And they said their God told them to unalive the people up to the baby upon the breast. Unalive everybody and take these lands. And to me, I say, oh, there you go. Lovely, lovely. Welcome to the team. Lovely, lovely. What's up? How you doing? Happy Friday morning to you, love bug. How you been? You know, my grandmother always say better walk for liquor something than sit down for nothing. So, so it's a good thing I walked over here this morning to get that lovely little hat. And then I want something lovely. I want one bracelet and get me and a bracelet and a rose. You see that, guys? I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, my love. I appreciate it. How is your Friday going? You know, something just come from work, but not too bad. I'm just coming, I'm getting this out of the way, and then, you know, get my Friday going, because this is the beginning of my weekend. You know what I mean? Yeah. So as I was saying, you know, Moses made sure he 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 took a long time. I mean, someone are gonna say, "Oh, God, make him sin in the wilderness for so long." Oh, you're free to say that, but I say Moses and the people in the wilderness because Moses was building up his army to go do the big capture. Because when they went into the wilderness, Moses was aware that these lands are already occupied. These lands that he was telling the people that God said he was going to give to them, he knew these lands were already occupied. And he was developing his strategy as to how to get rid of these people so that they can conquer the land. So while they were there in the wilderness, they were breeding up and having all these children, so that Moses' army could be built up. So that when them exit the wilderness of Zin and they enter into these lands, when they went across the river Jordan, enter into Jericho and all the subsequent countries, they would have a big, strong army. And people say, "Oh, God lead them in the wilderness." Because remember, he lead them by cloud and he lead them by fire. Okay. We are going to continue. Tafarim, good morning to you, my love. Good morning. All right, now we are on to the book of Revelation. And in the book of Revelation, John talks about his dream. John has a lot to say. I'd asked you all yesterday, since you all said that John's dreams and the things that he claimed to have seen in his dream were metaphorical. I was asking y'all to tell me what do these metaphors represent, so that I could be able to put it into context. But unless I know what they represent, and I'm able to put them into context, I'm going to continue to just say just as it is in the Bible. John says he saw the heaven open up. He heard a voice sounding like thunder. Ask him if he want to come up there. Come look. This is in a vision. Don't get me wrong. It's in a vision. He says yes, he wanted to go up and look. He ended up realizing that he was up in heaven. He saw a man sitting there in a white robe and having a golden crown on his head, and the man was holding a book. He saw 24 chairs around the man, and there were 24 elders sitting on the chairs. He saw 4 beasts. The 4 beasts had one had the face of a lion, one had the face of a man, one had the face of a lamb, the other had the face of an eagle, and their feet look like brass, look burnt, look there something about them having some kind of golden thing around their loin. And then he saw a lamb. He saw a lamb that looked wounded. Now, in interpreting this metaphor, I'm sure, like you all have told me before, that the man sitting on the throne with the book is God. We don't know who the 12 elders are. We don't know what the 4 beasts represent. But you all said, I'm going by what you all say now, because you're not Christian and you're reading the Bible, and you look for souls for convert and for condemn. Me not join that. Me not convert, me not condemn. Okay? But since you condemn and convert, you tell me say the lamb supposed to represent Jesus and the man on the throne supposed to represent God. But you still not tell me what the 24 elders on the chair them represent and what the 4 creature them represent. Alright. In that chapter, I think that was like chapter 6 in the Revelation. The lamb went up to the man on the throne, and the lamb took the book from the lamb took the book from the man's hand. The book had 7 seals. These seals, the inside of this book is not supposed to be read by anybody in heaven, anybody on earth, or anybody underneath the earth. But this lamb took this book from the man on the throne. And this lamb opened the first seal of the book, and the first seal, when he opened it, One of the creatures asked John, you know what, come look, see when. But I thought John said this book wasn't to be read by anybody in heaven, nor under the earth, nor on earth, nor under the earth. But anyway, John went to look in the book. He said when he looked on the first page, that was the first seal that was broken. When he looked there, he saw a white horse, and somebody was sitting on the horse, and that person was holding a bow, I believe, and had some kind of responsibility on earth. Those of you who have been here don't know, so I always talk about the second seal. He said the lamb then broke the second seal, and one of the creatures said to him, do you want to come look in the book? And he went and he looked in this book. This same book, you know, when nobody was supposed to be able to read. And when he looked in the book, he saw a red horse. And the man that sat on the red horse had the responsibility to rob men on earth of their peace. So that the horse, that the man on that horse, their responsibility is to make sure that us on earth don't have no peace. We are always at war against each other, fighting each other, and unaliving each other. That is what that second seal release unto man. Wars and death. And my question is, why would God require a lack of peace and death for us? Because you see, my friends, I want to listen carefully now. This war that God would have sent this horse with this rider to perpetrate, when this war is perpetrated on us, who are we going to call to? Who are we going to call to for deliverance? To whom are we going to call to save us? We're going to call to God, right? We're going to pray to God, right? We're going to ask God to save us. Too much war upon the earth. We can't take it no more. Every day we wake up, somebody else is unalive, somebody else. We want him to remove. We're going to be praying to God to remove these evil from us. But wasn't it God who just unleashed that evil on us? You see why I have questions? You see why I have questions? Because if God just unleashed this demonic spirit on us to rob us of our peace and to have us unaliving each other, but yet still we must go back to him and pray to him and ask him to redeem us. He's not going to redeem us, because he has already sent forth his horse and his rider with the purpose that gratifies him. So he's not going to redeem us. Yeah, I know you first time I say my son fool. I know you first so. You know the first one. And you notice I know the term, right? It not bother me not one bit. It not bother me not one bit. Because you see, you are sheep. You've been following and you never stop to read for yourself to see what the Bible is about. You don't even know the books of the Bible. And if you read the Bible from the beginning like I have done, you will understand the stories that are in the Bible. And even though the Bible is not compiled in chronological order, you will realize that a lot of it not add up. But anywho, we are going to continue. In yesterday's reading, John said he saw 7 angels in white, and each of them carried a musical instrument. and carried a trumpet in particular. He said each of them carried a trumpet, and when they blow this, when each of them blow the trumpet, another disaster takes earth. So somebody blows a trumpet and a third of the sea turn to blood or something like that. And the second one blow trumpet and it caused volcanoes. You know, we haven't a volcano, called the mountains to catch fire. Another one blow trumpet and it caused earthquake, caused the earth to tremble. All of these things that I'm sure is fantastic to read if you are an individual who likes scary stories. Okay, so this morning we're going to continue reading what John saw in his dream. In this dream, we are going to continue to read it. So if you are here and you have your book Bible, your Google Bible, whichever one you have, you are welcome to join us. Get it out and let's read together. We are reading Revelation chapters 14 and 15. And please do not forget, guys, that I do not endorse religion and I do not endorse any denomination. All right, so if you are coming here looking for somebody to preach to you and somebody who wants to convert you, you are in the wrong place. I am here reading and thinking freely with the mind that I have of my own. Okay? As I want to see how relevant this content is for me. Alright? So make us read. Because if I follow you know, make me there and chat at all the time. And then I get free. And then I get to read when I read. Alright, we're going to read chapter 14. Chapter 14. John says, wait, hold on a second. I'm going to read the last 3 verses of chapter 13 and then roll right over into chapter 14. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that has this mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And I looked, lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the 4 beasts. Remember the 4 beasts we talked about? Okay. Remember say upper heaven this, you know. Remember say upper heaven this, John see these 4 beasts, you know. Okay. He says, and before the 4 beasts and the elders, and no man, and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. So this 144,000 people redeemed from the earth already, they are all the descendants of Jacob. We read before that they are 12 people from 12,000, I keep saying 12,000 people from each of the tribe of Jacob. And since he had 12 sons, remember saying I have one daughter, I know, but daughter no count, it's only the sons. So the 12 sons from each tribe of them were 12,000 people, making it 12 times 12, 144,000 people. Here Paul is saying this 144,000 people already had received their mark of their beast either in their hand or in their forehead. These are they which were not defiled with women. Hold up there, Sister Winsome. He says, let's read this again. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled by woman, for they were virgins. Watcha? Watcha? Oh, did you say this in the Bible? So the 144,000 seems like they were all men, because he said they had not been defiled by women, so they were virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goes. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and the Lamb. So my question is, were these like the apostles who had accepted Jesus Christ and the followers that they were able to recruit? I don't know. But he continues and he says, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goes. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of God. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation, and kindred, and tongue, and people. Saying with a loud voice, fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of water. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark on his forehead or in his hand, hold on. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. My question. Yabi Bunch, how are you doing? Good morning to you. My question, guys, is, you all remember up here in verse 3, he says, and they sung as if they were singing a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the four elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from earth. These are they which were not defiled with women, and they are virgins. So, all right. This 144 that was redeemed from earth. So this 144 is supposed to be, gonna be in heaven. So what happened to the rest of people them who still serving God? What's gonna happen to them? Tell me what's up. Let me continue reading. Let me continue reading this. He says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, that same man shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Tell me how you doing. And the smoke of their torment ascends up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receive the mark of his name. That's interesting. Where's the fire and brimstone is the key? Here is the presence of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, said the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like upon the man, like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thus is thy sickle, thrust in thy sickle, and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. Thank you very much, Tech B. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great wilderness of the great winepress of the wrath of God. And the winepress was trodden with outside the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. Wow, that's interesting. These are what John saw in his famous and elaborate dream. Okay, we are going to be moving right on into chapter 15. And I saw another sign. A long John spent up heaven, you know. Yeah, man, John spent a long, long time in heaven. Because him say that so. Him see one of that scene in heaven. Let's see what he saw this time. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels. Remember, I mean just the seven angels. Each of them are one trumpet. Now, yeah, symbolic. Take me, you are probably one of the right person for me to ask. Yeah, symbolic, but symbolic of what? We were talking about it yesterday. People say, oh, it's a metaphor. And my question is, what is it supposed to represent? Because I have to readjust my intake of that information so that I can manipulate it to suit something logical. So if you say it was symbolic of what? Share with me, tell me. Because I don't go to church every day. I know found out they are preach and convert people. So you should know. Alright, and he says here, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb. Which song that is of Moses now? Saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy. For all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest. And after that I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was opened. All right, I wonder where I'm going to find now. And the 7 angels came out of the temple, having the 7 plagues, clothed in pure and white linen, and having their breasts girded with golden girdles. And one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels, so there were 7 angels and 4 beasts. He says, and one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden vials full of the wrath of God, who lives forever and ever. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power, and no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. Okay. Trevor, good morning. How are you doing? Blessings to you, Trevor. Thank you so much for popping in. Yeah. I was here reading Revelation chapters 14 and 15. I just finished. You are blessed. Wonderful. Blessings we deal with. Yeah. Okay, so here we see John is seeing something else in heaven. Like, oh, I didn't see that part. I didn't see that temple. So there's more exploration for John to do based on the information right here. Okay? Jesus, you know in time me head do so, you know. Come start the year talk and then start talk something completely different because my brain gone like this. Okay, so this is what John claimed to have seen has he entered into heaven. Now, I don't know about all these things that John saw. I know that these are in his dream. So either John eat late or something, but all of this is in his dream. So you don't know of these things until he wakes up. Okay? Let me just say look well. Guys, where I go? Listen, let me go rest and come back to you later. I'll come back to you later when my brain clear up. You see why I like to come read the Bible in the morning when I just come from work. Cause I come from work tired, you know. I'm really, my brain and my mouth not coordinate. But anyway, JJ, what's up? Anyway, I want to say thanks to everybody who came into the live this morning. Those of you on the top, those of you on the tube. I sincerely appreciate you all. I am going to be coming off the live now. We're going to come back. We're going to come back later. Him did drink some liquor. It looked like him did drink some liquor, yes, because all them something what John said him see up a heaven in him dream. I don't know how all these things were him see supposed to translate to something that I must believe in this in this year time. You get what I mean? Because all these elaborate things where John has saying see, like, you want me to just abandon reality and just sit down and say, all right, me believe say John saw these things. John go up heaven for true, and John see this man sitting on a throne. You know that they have a right when they say the mind is a terrible thing to waste, because you know that you can feast on something so profoundly in your mind that you go to sleep and it will pop up in your mind, in your dream, because your mind has been feasting on it for so long. You understand? Remember, you know, John was among them. John was one of those apostles too, who was desperate. He was desperate to get an explanation for the people, because you know that still some of the people, number one, some of them did not believe that Jesus rose from the dead. Some of them still did not believe, you know, all that the apostles were trying to teach them, and the direction the apostles were trying to steer them into when it comes to religion. They still had a lot of questions. They don't want nobody to ask any question. They want the people just to take what they have said. And John was no different. He was an apostle. So his objective was to come up with all kinds of ingenious ways to convince the people that this God exists, and these are the things that this God wants them to do. In order for you to understand, talk to God. Trevor, with all due respect, Trevor said, if I talk to God and ask him to give me understanding of the word and the revelation of this world, ask him and he will give it to you. You know how many people, how many friends I have, pastor, priests, friends, who read the Bible and pray every day, ask God for inspiration, for help them, for understanding, and they're still at the crossroad that I am at, but they cannot admit it to people. They have to just keep on going. You see, as a vision, God gave him that vision so he could see. So he could see what's going on in heaven. So he showed John. So John can tell us what, because this surely must come. I'm not saying anything about, you know, this surely must come to pass. The word stop is not in it, okay? The word stop. What do you mean, my friend? I don't get what you mean. Okay. So, As I said before, I'm still going to say, John had an objective. John needed some strong evidence to give to the people. But we know the evidence is not going to come scientifically. The evidence, my sister is here. Sister, what's up? Yeah, the evidence is not going to come scientifically. It is going to come in the way that they know how. And the way they know how to present evidence back in those days is through a dream. Notice that everybody always dream. Have you noticed that? As we have been reading the Bible, the people them always a dream. Them dream see God. Them dream and angel come to them and say this. It's always in their dreams. That is because it is not steeped in reality. Because you can't tell me, say, if you get up, if you go to your bed tonight and you dream, say some cow run you down or whatever, you start flying over the city and you look down for the cow them run or something, and you are fly over the city, that you are going to believe that when you wake up, you're going to be able to fly. Or that sometime in your life, in the future, you're going to be able to fly. You cannot be that dense. A dream is not reality. You know what time I dream, so I'm rich? You know what time I dream, I have much money in my dream? And when I wake up, still got $7.20 down at the bank. Still got $7.20. A dream and a reality. It's a dream. It's not steeped in reality. So when John keep on say, he go up to heaven and him look and see man with book and him see 24 elders sit down and cheer around the man sitting on the throne, and him see this wounded lamb take the book and open up the book them, break the seals, and the seals all this responsibility that each of the horses had to cast some kind of curse on earth. Each of them had their responsibility and all of this, and how we saw all these angels with musical instruments and all these things. Because you see, once good morning, okay. What I'm saying, that when I said they just truly come to they truly come to pass, the word stop with insights. I'm just telling you that the word stop is not. Oh yeah, tell me, say the word stop is not in it. I'm not sure I get you, but I know you mean well. I know you mean well, Trevor. Me just not get it. Sis, what's up? Happy Friday to you. You gonna make the potato pudding this evening? For tomorrow? Micah, see the reason why in the Bible that him, what are the Bible say, young men shall have vision and old men shall see. James, God reveal dreams and vision. There has to be an energy that causes us to dream and remember the dream when we wake up and all of that. Okay. We are like, what's up? Me that listen to you now. Congrats to you. Happy anniversary, my love. A some whole heap of years that we unlock. Yeah, man, a some whole heap of years that. And that is a good thing. That is a good thing. I love the way you speak of your wife so honorably. I love it. Keep it up. Keep it up. And you will have one next. How much you celebrate now? 15? And you will have one next 15 years. Trust me. Because there's nothing a woman loves more than to be adored by her man. A man that is not afraid to, to talk nicely of her, to speak life into her, to make her feel elevated and loved and comfortable. Yeah, to know that the man she's with loves and respects her and accepts her with everything she's got. I love that. Keep it up. Be good. Continue to be good. Okay? All right. So guys, that is James can come to reality. What is bad is our weather is good. What if it is you don't want bad to call me? You are just rebuke it. Play classical guitar music and said it won't come to pass in your life. You know what I'm saying? He said he gotta speak honorably of his wife. Or she gonna put him in the street, and I'm sure she's not gonna do that. But that's a great thing. That's a great thing. It really does show the character of a man. Because today days, them man nowadays, them don't even want their husband or their wife. Yeah, I'm gonna say husband. Yeah, me a chat foolishness. Them man nowadays, them don't want their wife or their significant other, their girlfriend, their baby mother to post them up. Why? You don't know why though? Because they know that they are not wholesome. They know so them either out there already have another mistress or they are planning to have another mistress and they don't want to hurt the mistress feelings. So they tell the wife, don't post a picture of me and you, you know. They don't come out and talk nicely about their significant other. Because them afraid them are gonna hurt their side piece business. You know it going some. Yesterday me I say, you know, look how immigration just forward up and match up on the little dolly house them. Cause now no have to get immigration on a password. On the internet, on social media, something to make them search and look to see if you know post up on husband and wife. I what a thing. He wins up. So all who are married and are quiet. All who are married and are quiet. Oh look yeah. Married. Lord Jesus. Immigration depend with case like white pan rice. We can't marry down that quiet no more. Me I go choke with so. How the conversation reach us with some. Immigration of the people them and the heavy manners. They can't marry down that quiet no more. They have to go show up themselves, show up their wife and their husband. Mighty God of Daniel. I'm sorry if you know, but so all who have been married and don't want to show up their wife and don't want to show up their husband. And I bet if green card in Bible don't have to show them up. Whether them bigger, little or whole or whatever the case may be. You don't have to show them up. But that's what I come from, I talk about you know we unlock. But I'm so proud of you, my love. I'm so proud of you. The word stop was not meant to be in this sentence. Which sentence you talk about, Trevor? What you talk about? What are you talking about, my love? You mean what I just read in the Revelation? I don't know for the Revelation and go sleep, you know. I want to say. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power. And no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. I don't know what kind of stop in the talk. I'm not sure what kind of stop you're talking about, my friend. Crystal, what's up? Good morning, sugar. What's up? How you doing? Where you unbox today? May I come look to come see what you're unboxing today? What kind of makeup you're putting on today? I hope you're having a great Friday, my love. As I am so far. It is now 10 o'clock. See that my phone I lose charge. Then my phone depend red. So we are going to up off of the live right now. No breakfast live this morning. No breakfast live this morning. I am going to take me a nap. It says, since I'm speaking through the mic, so that might bring for the word anyway, it want to so that what it was, we don't mean anything because of the way when I speak through the mic, it pick up differently. Oh yes, my friend. When you talk through the mic, it write it differently. I understand. You know, so my friend here, you gotta use that little thing to do his writing for him. So when he talks through it, it sometimes types in the chat. It types different words than the words that you say. Yeah, that's why sometimes I'm like, what you saying? And I'm trying to read it. But I understand, my love. I got a lot of patience. I have a lot of patience. I got a lot of patience for friends like you. Okay? But with all that, we're going to pick this up again tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, we're going to do the Bible reading again. We are almost at the end of Revelation. Yeah, tomorrow morning we will do some more. We'll read some more as we continue on this quest, my friends, to read the Bible from the beginning to the end to help us comprehend its contents. You know, it has been a torrid journey so far. It has been. But the longest journey begins with the first step, as my grandmother would say. And I'm glad that we started this journey because now here we are on the very last leg of it. And we're not going to stop right here. We're going to go back and refresh ourselves with it again and again and again and again. All right. So with that, my friends, I'm going to hop off. I will see you all again sometime later. Thanks again to everybody. My dear sister, me head all of the run right now. Sweets. Sweets. Thank you so much for the gifts. I sincerely appreciate it. Those of you on the tube who did not hit the like button on your way in, don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. And those of you on the top, thank you for the taps. I sincerely appreciate it. All right, so that's going to be it from me for this morning, my friends. Until next time, this is Trev from Trevessence, where your journey matters. Have yourselves a great day, everybody, and I will see you all later when I wake up. All right, so when I wake up, I'll see you all later. All right, have a good one, guys.